All right, for this one, if you just look at my work, I divided the numbers, you get -4. I divided the a's, you get a to the third, because remember, you're subtracting. When you divide the b's, you get b to the -2nd, and c to the -1st. And then what I did was, anything with a negative exponent, not the 4. The 4 has a positive exponent. It's the number's allowed to be negative. So anything with a negative exponent goes to the bottom, and here's my final answer. Number 8's a little bit complicated. So the first thing I did was you have to distribute the -1. So this right here is where I distributed -1 to everything inside the parentheses. And remember, we can't actually solve 3 to the -1st, so we're going to leave everything. So I brought down my 4 and my 3 to the -1st because you can't actually multiply them. But when you multiply your a's, a to the 2nd times a to the -2nd, it becomes a to the 0, so it just cancels out. When you multiply your b's, you get b to the -5th, so you can see I brought that down here. And then what I did is I brought my entire denominator down, so then now I can start dividing. But the only thing you could divide, the only thing that has a numerator and a denominator is the base of b. So when I divide my b's, -5 minus 3, you get -8. So the first thing I realized is that that b to the -8 has to go to the bottom. So the other thing I noticed is that I have 3 to the -1st. That also has to go to the bottom. Now you'll see right here I put the 3 to the 1st at the denominator, but there's already a 2 down there, so I multiplied those and got 6. The 4 stayed at the top, the a and the c stayed at the denominator, but I moved the b to the 8th to the bottom, the denominator too. So I was left with, you can see right here I have a 4, and at the bottom I have 6, a, b, 8 to this times c. But 4 over 6 reduces to 2/3, and then that's my final answer, 2/3 a, b to the 8th, c. And then the next one, I distributed my 3, and remember, -4 to the 3rd power, -4 times -4 times -4, you get -64, and then b to the 3rd. And then when you multiply your numbers. 5 times -64, you get 320, -320. Multiply your a's, you get a squared, and when you multiply your b's, you get b to the 4th, because you're adding. And there's your final answer.